Hello, good people, and thank you for joining me in this splendiferous world of Chimeraland. Today, I am going to talk to you about the star chart, which is one of the major ways of gaining power and strength in this game. So the first thing that we're going to do is we go to character and then click on stars. And this brings up the different constellations, and each one of these constellations are tied to different classes of weapons. For instance, the South Dipper is for the Jade Flute, the Shelcoon, the Tranquil Fan, the Staff, the Pippa, the Dream Soul Lamp, the Royal Sword, and other mid-range types of weapons. Your Vermilion Bird is also a ranged constellation aimed more for firearms and explosive type of ranged weapons. The culmination is actually, this is for, the lunar is for jump, gives you better jump height, and then the sun is for dodge. So if you are a tanking class, you're really going to want to invest some points in your star, because that will, the sun here, because that will increase your dodge chances. And the, I find the lunar star is really great for using for the fan and the flute, the Pippa. All of those weapons require jumping to work at their best. So that is something to definitely consider and put some points into. The Azure Dragon is also a ranged constellation, but this one focuses more on your bows, your crossbows, etc. This one is also for guns, but also includes, oh, there's bows in here too, more specialized bow weapons. Storm Sling. So if crossbows are your thing, or this might be a good one to really double down, so you would do the Big Dipper in addition to the Vermilion Bird, or I'm sorry, the this one, the Azure Dragon. So do the Big Dipper and the Azure Dragon if crossbows are your thing. And then the Black Tortoise is for melee weapons, your swords and whatnot, axes. And then the White Tiger is also for melee classes. So anyway, back to the center, because before you can really get into the outside, you've got to do your inside. So what I do is I'll do the Knowledge of Ocean, and again, I'll click on the one on the bottom. Oh, it's still locked because I haven't done anything. So I'll go to the one on the bottom, and I will click, you see where it says spent 5? So if I click on up here, the top ones, it's only spent 1. But if I click on the bottom one and click activate, that's going to unlock all of them for that entire row. And by unlocking 1 point in each of those, it unlocks the star talent, which in this case it gives me 400 hit points to work with. And I will talk about upgrading that in just a moment. But yeah, so if you put 1 point in each one of those talents, that's going to unlock your star talent, and we'll get into that in just a moment. So that is done, and I will go ahead and upgrade everything here. Now, up at the top, you see it says 108 of 119. I obviously have quite a few points to work with, so you're just going to have to, you do your research in your spirit base to gain more stars, your spirit orb in the observatory sections, and in your life skills you can earn points, and there is an NPC in the village, in the humanoid villages, that you can visit and give him things, and he will also give you. But here in life points. If you look at your star study, that will also give you, and every one of these has star study. So as you're, leveling up your mining and all your different things, you can gain more stars to fill out your charts. So back to the center, I fill out this whole thing. That may be right, it may be wrong, but really can't go wrong with the attributes that I'm getting here: resilience, crit, defense, attack, HP. So because I am a ranged player, I am going to fill out the knowledge of the people in its entirety. And again, I hit the bottom one and I click on activate, and that unlocks the star talent. And back to this. You don't really get any incentive other than the points that you get here in bonus damage. So this may or may not be the best way to go. Another thing that I haven't toyed around with was just putting 1 point in each of these. And then, for instance, like if I want crit, which I could go. Now, I am going to fill out all of Benevolent Star because I play with the fan a lot, and I will fill out all of the Peaceful Star because I play with my Pippa a lot. I've invested some jade into the jade flute, the indigo jade and the fern jade, etc. I like the flute. It is a high DPS weapon, and it's just very fast, and it was explained to me as a dodgier version of the fan, and what that means is that you dodge a lot. So it's good for avoiding being hit. So those are my 3 favorite weapons thus far. So if I were to only put 1 point into each of these, that's going to unlock that 3-point star talent, which I want to have unlocked. So I could actually take those extra 2, 4, 6, 8, those extra 10 points and maybe invest them elsewhere and get more for my points, more value out of my points. I haven't played around with that too much, but that is something to consider. So anyway, I fill out knowledge of the people because I am ranged. I'm also going to fill out knowledge of heaven because that is more of a generalized thing. Hit the last one, activate. I'm going to spend 5 stars all at once, and that unlocks this talent, which gives me plus 52 attack. And now I'm going to finish filling out this section, and you see that my power goes up with everything that I do. And finally, the knowledge of the earth. The star talent here is melee damage plus 2. I'm going to go ahead and fill out all of these, but I'm only going to do them once. And again, I'm kind of playing around with this since I'm still learning. I don't even put this talent on my in my bar, so I'm not really sure that this is a worthwhile investment of 5 points. So I got to play around with this and see if I can be a little bit more efficient with that. So once those are invested, then I'm going to go over, like I said, to my Benevolent Star, and I'm going to fill out all of these. So I do use the fan as my main weapon. If I click activate, it's going to go ahead and fill out all of the ones for that level. And it only does it that first time, so I can't do that again and refill them. So now I'm going to have to do these manually. And you see that what happened was, by filling out 1 point in each one, my 4-point talent has been unlocked there. And I have, if you do this, then yours may look a little different than mine because I have invested some jade in upgrading this, which again I will talk about in just one moment. So we're going to fill this out. And once you get 2 of 3 unlocked, that will unlock your 5-point talent. And then once you put all 3 points, that unlocks your 6-point talent. And again, this is something that I have invested in, so mine may look different than yours. Really don't need to do that every single time. So back to the benevolence star. I do use the Pippa, so I will activate all of those. So that's activate once. I've opened up my star talent for 4 points, and then go through. Alright, so now all of these talents down here are unlocked as well. And now I'm going to go to the Jade Flute. And once again, and notice that this is only a 5-point investiture, where the fan is 6 points and the Pippa is also 6 points. So you do spend a little bit more to get the fan and the Pippa. Alright, so now I've unlocked those talents, which I don't even use them in my final talent build just yet. Okay, now I'm going to go over to the culmination constellation, and I'm going to fill out just one in all of these. And if I were to upgrade to 2 points in each one, then it's going to just basically give me an additional height. And then level 3 is a third jump up in height. So I just do one in that for right now. Maybe later I will do more. So now I have 13 points left to spend. Where do I want to spend them? Now, one idea that I've been playing with and is not necessarily spending them on a specific weapon. Like, I want to do it. I have invested before in the Mighty Expo, which is this one. No, this is a multi-expo. I've invested in this one before, but honestly, I don't really use the multi-expo very often. I use it to get the beasties angry, like before the fight actually really begins. I use the expo just to kind of get their attention, and then once I'm actually fighting, then I'll switch over to the fan or the Pippa or the Jade Flute, and then those are my main weapons. But here's what I'm thinking. If crit is my favorite, so what happens if I like put 2 points? Oh, okay. So I would have to activate the first one and the second one, which I'm okay with an additional armor pierce. But if I wanted to put another point in, or 3 points in crit there, and then even backing out and going just anywhere, like I have invested in the staff before. And see, if I were going to invest in crit here, I would also have to invest 3 points in hit points, which is not terrible. This one only asks me to do 1 point, so why not? I will try that out. And now I have 5 more points to find. So now I'm going to look for another one where crit is not too far down the list. Attack would be good. I could put some points in attack. So basically I'm just kind of shopping around and looking for where I can do crit on the second row here. already did that one. Alright, for the sake of brevity, I'm just going to come over here and put it in the horn star, which is for the rigid expo. And I'll go ahead and activate and then put 2 more points in there, and now I have 1 point left to spin somewhere. So let's see if anything in here. I'll go ahead and stick it there just for the time being. Alright, so now I have used up all of my stars. Now what? So in the same screen, down here at the bottom on the right hand side, it says talent. Now this is where unlocking all of those talents comes into play. I have 47 points to spend, and I don't think that number changes. So first of all, I am going to drop in my attack. I'm going to drop in my ranged damage, and I'm not sure if I want to do hit point or not. I think I'll try some other ones first and then see what I have left to spend later. So Tranquil Fan, all of those are a yes. I have invested in the Jade Flute, but I think I'm going to spend my points on the Pippa. Now I have 10 points left to spend. Lunar Star is a must. Now I have 7 points left to spend. So where do I want to spend it? Either I can go, and if you notice on the right hand in each, and they're also colored differently, but in the right hand top corner of each section, it says equipment, and it's also a darker color. So those are the ones that are presently equipped. So what I could do, I have 7 points to spend. So either I could do like 2 3 points, which is hit points 400 and melee damage plus 2%, or I could do the level 6 Jade Flute, which would give me, it betters the interrupted spell by 1 second. Or I could do the Nunki for 4 points, and then like the hit points for 3 points, and that would use up the full set 47 slots that I have available. And so now I just got to decide whether I want to do two medium skills or 1 better skill. There's also the Fairy Passenger, and I think for now I'm going to go with, oh, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with the, I'll go with the Nunki, level 1, or the 6 point Nunki. And that leaves me with 1 point just floating there, so I could come back later and change this around at will. You can save them into different configurations, and you can rename what they're called. So if you have one that is more of a PvP configuration, or if you have one that is a PvE configuration, you can change them and save them. Or if you're going to be facing off a creature that works better with magical versus swords or whatever, it's very configurable, and you can save them and change them at will. And so that is that. I'm going to click save. Now to upgrade, you go over here, and this shows all of the ones that I have unlocked. Some of these Oh, okay. I was going to say they don't go away, but I'm not seeing other ones that I've unlocked, and maybe because I didn't unlock them this time, but like the neck flute I have, or I've spent jade upgrading my crossbow talents before, and it's not showing on this list. So I'm just wondering if I reset and invested in the crossbow, the mighty crossbow, if it would, or the multi-top crossbow, if it would show up on my list. But I'm not going to worry about that now. But anyway, yeah, you just go through here, and this is on the right hand side. It's the cost of what you need to upgrade to the next levels. So the level 3s and 4s require indigo jade. The level 5s require fern jade, which to get fern jade, if you click on that, you click on obtain. Oops. And hunt a level 35 or above strange beast in the water to obtain fern jade. The indigo jade comes from just killing land beasts. Oops. And that is false, because I often get indigo jade just from killing like random beasts when I'm out gathering, like forchifants or even vuldos or lupines or whatever. So basically indigo jade, maybe you get more for fighting a level 35 or above strange beast, but I find it killing any of the beasts on land. And then the level 6, you require crimson jade, and you have to fight sky creatures to get. And I'm guessing that, some of it you get in boxes as well, or chests. And then also for these level 6s, you need marks, and they're, I guess it's just marks of gold, or maybe it's just because I am very specific as far as what constellation I'm investing in, but marks of gold. And I've only gotten this through a chest, a reward chest, and this says in the sky, and I'm kind of wondering if by in the sky they mean the level 60 beasties that are floating around up in the stars. So that's pretty much everything that needs to be covered on this. The only question that I leave you with is whether, if I reset everything and if I invested in, not that one. Yeah, if I invested in the next star, which is the multi-expo, whether that would show up in my talents as something that I have already invested in and researched. But other than that, and I wish that I would have shown you my power before. Actually, I think that's a drop-in power. So I'm going to play around with that a little bit more, because last night I think I was like 31 something. So I lost a little bit of power somewhere, but that could have been in a weapon that I have equipped also. Not sure. Anyway, that is everything you need to know about investing in the stars. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you found this to be helpful and informative, and if so, then please click subscribe and like, and tell all your friends about the wonderful world of Chimeraland. Have a great day, guys.